Shango Ray here. Some of you may have heard or not, May 11th, we have a brand new ritual coming. It's called Spring the Spell. Now, the purpose of this ritual is to assist you and actually to get you to be able to stay in whatever state of being that your manifestations, plural, that chosen identity that you want to fully evoke and invoke and assume and live out and express. The key with this is it's not even in, like, let's say you're talking about quantum jumping or something like that. Quantum jumping is the easy part. It's the staying in the state of fulfillment. Basically, it's the staying in the ideal state of being of that chosen identity that you have chosen to jump into. Okay, so most of us are gonna you're getting thrown off by the outside circumstances. It's a very sneaky, unconscious thing that happens. Everybody seems to get hit by that. That's where they get tripped up. The ones who succeed are the ones who can basically fucking ignore that shit. All right. But here's the main culprit. Whatever it is that you want that you don't have yet, something inside of you or an aspect of you does not feel safe having it. I put money all across the board. This is the main thing. So I'm about to share a tool with you, a tool that we are also going to incorporate in this ritual. This ritual, we are rolling out a Dark Matter Daemon to assist all ritual participants who are members of masteryourmagicnow.com. As long as you're a member, you're going to have access to this Dark Matter Daemon. If you join with Cash App, you will have 30 days post-ritual access to this daemon. This daemon is going to fucking get you to be able to stand on your square. So let's say you want to weigh 50 pounds less, right? But you still keep getting sucked back into the identity of a fat ass, right? Or you want to manifest a certain amount of money or a certain flow of currency, a new flow of currency. But you keep getting sucked back into an older version of yours who, even though hates being broke or hates not having the resources, the additional resources that you want to be able to do the things that you want to do, fully express yourself, also help those that you love and your friends or whoever else, because you want to be there for them too, or however or whatever. Keep getting sucked back into that version, even though you hate being depleted or hate just barely getting by, having to fucking do MacGyver shit just to get by. There is still a familiarity with that. Somehow, some way, you still feel fucking safe in this chaos, in this mess. And somehow, some way, that other version of you that actually exists within you, we just need to allow it. We need to allow ourselves to feel safe enough to allow it. And we also have to stay in that state, which is an inside job, because at first, yes, your physical reality, this simulation is going to fucking try and tell you different. It's going to start fucking throwing things at you left and right to see if you really are that. Because if you really are that, then it doesn't matter what's happening outside. Doesn't matter what just happened. Doesn't matter if your bank account says, bitch, why are you even looking? Why you even open the app? Whether your love life is saying, bitch, you're going to be forever on that rose. Okay? That's as good as it's going to get for you. But hey, a win is a win, right? All that shit. For those of you who are in the love market too as well. You have a whole lot of things associated with what it is that you really truly desire that you have not really dealt with, or that you haven't accepted, I'll say. And the reason why we must accept it is so that it can do what it's going to do. You know what I mean? And it's also showing you something. And in the process of manifestation, we're dealing with a triangle. Okay? This side of the triangle is your knowing, your certainty. I know I'm going to get this money. I know I'm going to get this lover, whoever, whatever, right? I know I'm not going to be a fat ass. And then there's this side of the triangle, which is like, bitch, you done said that shit so many times. How many times have you said you're going to get this? And look, it's been a year since, right? It's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you still are in basically the same fucking situation, right? So you have your doubts. The doubts, this side, you could say this is the negative side of the triangle, positive side. To make magnetism, what do you need? That's right. That is so right. You need positive and you need negative. And when these two forces collide, they create the child at the top here. This is the manifestation. It's also got lots of aspect of the unknown. But in order to do that, your nervous system has to feel fucking safe to allow it, or it's going to kick it out. You know, when you're doing spells, when you're doing rituals, you're actually receiving that particular frequency that makes whatever it is, the lover, the money, the ideal body, the career, whatever the fuck it is. The problem is that your system kicks it out. And another way to say it is you receive this energy, right? In the Vedic shit, they call it pada, P-A-R-A. Pada is also, there's another term in Taoist sorcery, and I'm escaping my head right now. But it basically is the essence of the thing or the action before it actually, right before it happens. So for example, if I want to get a piece of cake out of the refrigerator, I could sit around and think about it. Oh, I want that piece of cake. Yeah, I really want that piece of cake, you know? But there's a moment where shit just fucking clicks and you find yourself getting up to go get the cake or to go get the water. Or, you know, if you're laying in bed and you're like, fuck, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Then there's that moment where it's almost like that energy enters to where it's just like, it enters and you get up. You do it. Or it happens. Sometimes it happens externally. You know what I mean? Like you just said, I don't know how I got this fucking money. Like I got this money. Boom. And then like somehow later that day, some shit happens. And you're like, somehow I knew that though, you know? But when you have that pada moment, your system will often kick it out because it doesn't have a place to take a foothold within your current system because you got too much. Your sympathetic nervous system is going nuts. Your sympathetic nervous system is the one that, you know, for the fear, the adrenaline, the fight or flight, like that sense of just not being safe, always having to be on edge. Even if, and a lot of times we're so chronic with this shit, we don't even realize we're feeling that. But this tool that I'm introducing here that we're also going to incorporate in this ritual is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Some of you know what that is. Some of you don't. Okay. You know what acupuncture is, where they put the fucking needles all over you? Yeah. It's basically that, but no needles. We're just using fingers. That's what I said. You know, but there's certain meridian points that we're going to be tapping on. And this particular EFT tapping session, if you will, we're going to be moving some energy. We're accepting whatever is going on right now. We're not trying to fight it. No, we're not, because it is what it is. And it's a part of your puzzle. It's a part of your magnetism. Okay. So embrace it. All right. So the points that we're going to be tapping on are the eyebrow right here, side of the eye, underneath the eye, underneath the nose. That's another meridian. Underneath the chin, the collarbone, and finally, the crown on top of your head. Okay. Now, first we're going to do a little, it's like a little priming. Okay. And for the priming, you're doing a karate chop. Now, you could choose either side. Doesn't fucking matter. I like to incorporate both sides. So you're probably going to see me doing a lot of this shit because I like to use both my hands, mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ambidextrous. So yeah, I like to have the hemispheric, what you call it, you know, but it doesn't matter. You could do just one side. You can do both. All right. So this particular EFT is for a particular amount of money. So when I get, all you got to do is follow along. You don't have to believe this shit. You don't have to whatever. You're going to start moving energy. You're going to feel the differences in your body. All right. Now, sometimes you might want to do more, like you might want to do a couple rounds of what we're about to do. All right. Notice how you feel. Do another round. Check back in. How am I feeling? You know, you're going to notice the shit's going to be, and this shit works in such subtle and sneaky ways. It's crazy, but it does work. So this is about allowing a certain amount of money that you've really been desiring. So first of all, if you don't know that, choose a certain amount that you have really been desiring. At the same time, you may have felt intimidated by it. There may be some intimidation, maybe a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling, like I'm not used to having like that much, or it doesn't matter what the reasoning is, what the cha-cha-cha is going on. Just pick something and make sure that you really actually want it, that you actually desire this shit. This is not just arbitrary masturbation. Okay? Let's go. Follow along. That's all you got to do. All right? Make it easy for you. I'm a cook. You're going to cook right along with me. Okay? Karate chop. Even though I have this clear desire to manifest into your amount or more, free and clear, I also acknowledge the doubts within me. And I deeply and completely accept both energies. Even though I want this enter amount, lump sum, to enjoy freely, and I notice resistance around it, I still choose to honor that resistance as a part of my process. Because even though I've been told doubt kills my magic, my manifestations, and my dreams, I now welcome it as the friction that gives birth to power. All right, here we go. Eyebrows. I believe I can receive this, enter the amount or more. You feel all that other shit that's not in agreement with that? It's okay. That's what you want. Side of the eye. And I also feel the doubt creeping in like a motherfucker under the eye. Because what if it's not possible for me? You could probably do it, but what if it's not possible for me? What if this is just some fucking wishful thinking? What if I'm just daydream jack-offing? Under the chin. But what if that doubt is part of the magnet? The necessary friction to spark manifestation. Just tap around this part right here. You'll feel where it's supposed to be. You'll just feel it. I welcome both sides of this charge. Because this tension is where power, my power, is born. I believe in my desire for enter amount. I recognize the doubt. I ran out of fucking space. I believe in my desire for, and then name your amount. I recognize this doubt as a valid force. Under the eye. These are the two sides of my triangle. And now I ascend to the apex. The result. The unknown. The child of creation. I don't need to erase doubt. I need to use it. I generate current with both forces. And I let the current deliver me my enter your amount or more in a surprising, easy, powerful way. I don't fight this reality. I command it. With belief in one hand and doubt in the other. I energize the space between them. I open the portal at the top of the triangle. Enter your amount or more. Free and clear. It's already mine. And I don't fucking have to know how. Because the how knows me. I claim it. I know it. I enjoy it. And I fucking receive it. So it is. So I am. So it becomes. So I fucking command. Join the Spring the Spell ritual. Go to the description box or the comments to at least see the ritual page so you can make a better formed decision, because there's only one decision to make, and that is you join now. Peace.